industry, and some people feel like she's about to be the person that's going to start the wave that's going to be pointed towards one named Sean Jay-Z Carter. She released a couple of videos that people were all reacting to, but she was talking about a few people. Listen to what she said here.
Even when I met Jay-Z and I signed to Rock Nation, the first thing he told me to do is get plastic surgery. I'm not insecure because I would have got plastic surgery. So their argument of Maya's fucking insecure, that's why she needs to fucking massage her ego, fails. Fails because you turn around and ask them, what women do you know who hasn't had plastic surgery around you? All of them have. I'm the only one who didn't, which already proves the fact it's not insecurity. Because if I was insecure, I would have done that 100 times over. Even when I met Jay-Z and I signed to Rock Nation, the first thing he told me to do is get plastic surgery. And I didn't. Because it's okay. Guess what? I'm 50. And I'm...
Is she 50? Wow, she looks good for being 50. My age. Oh, oh, wow. And she's 49. Wow, she does look good. She looks like she's in her 30s, honestly, right?
Totally fine with the fact I am, because, yeah, I fucking took off when I was 30. Because it took 10 more fucking years than any other, because I was the first and I was the new and I was like making something interesting happen that wasn't fucking happening before. Even when I met Jay-Z and
okay, she wasn't done there. She went on, even talked about his wife a bit. Is this one? There we go.
I find it difficult that when people make it, they all fucking turn around and thank Beyonce, because that's it. And enough is enough. I'm fucking coming for everyone now. And even Adele, because she's retired now, but her career would not exist if I hadn't made Jonathan Dickens into a manager who is her manager. She signed to XL because of me. Nick Huggett was my A&R who signed her. And this bitch, when she gets an award, she thanks Beyonce. And I'm sick and tired of all of these fucking women who don't want to give respect to me because I'm a brown woman in music. I can name the list of all the people. Beyonce herself changed her career to becoming more radical and radicalized and politicized after Borders. You can check your timeline. But she will never say, oh, MIA inspires me. She will never say that. 15 years ago, while Adele was on the podium thanking Beyonce and I had to talk about the genocide, is because the purpose was to tell you about genocides that are happening now.
What?
So I had to be like, you know what? Let that bitch thank Beyonce, because that's not my battle right now. Jimmy Iovine never fucking cared about fucking streaming or digital music and digital distribution before he met me. Diplo didn't think about Major Lazer before me. Dave didn't think about Diplo before me. Beyonce didn't think about politics before me. And that's true. I find it difficult that when people make it, they all can turn around and thank Beyonce, because that's...
I wonder what's going on with her now. It's not necessarily crashing out. It's just like, I know she's spoken up a bunch of times. I'm wondering if she just feels like this is now the atmosphere where she might be heard a little bit more. But she you know, she kind of, there's a little bit of hint of, you know, they did me wrong. But it's not only like taking advantage of. It's kind of like, you know, I should have been more. I should have been respected and celebrated more. Let me ask y'all a question in terms of like, what she said about Jay-Z. I don't use that as a knock against Jay-Z. Jay-Z is saying there was a time in this music industry where, you know, basically the women were just seen as models. So they would tell you, hey, you should get well, maybe not BBL, but you need to do A, B, C, D, or E in terms to change your body to be more appealing, right? There was a time where a Lizzo would not be, they don't even know how to market a Lizzo. They wouldn't even want Lizzo to be someone who would be on the front lines because they looked at women in terms of sexuality first, then content of their lyrics, and down the line becomes, oh, people love you. So it took a long while for that to change. And I don't think Jay-Z saying that to her means he was trying to be exploitative or nothing like that, or doing anything that everybody else wasn't doing. Now, I'm not saying it's all the way right, because, I guess we're in a different era. But, yeah, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's a music business. They used to tell niggas like, yo, bro, you got to go get a six-pack. You're singing R&B. Women want to watch a nigga with a six-pack. Okay, who could take his shirt off. Okay, they don't want to watch a nigga with man boobs. Like, it happened, right? Let's keep
even, Azealia Banks could be talking about how I need to bleach my skin to be accepted in the music world, and that's why no one's fucking supporting me. It's because I'm fucking dark skinned. Off, because even her music career started with Diplo, who I can put on the map. Fuck all of that. Fuck all these. Yes, I had to fight. Of course, if I didn't, I wouldn't have got my foot in the door and fought and kept myself, because I would be doing all this stupid other shit. And no, I didn't want to drip myself in blood and cover myself in swimming goop, in black goop.
I completely hate this part of it, that the ones that don't hit the pinnacles that they plan to reach, they come up with these very kooky ways that they believe others have gotten it. Oh, other people drank blood. They did sacrifices. They did this. Now, I'm not discounting that there isn't a sort of playing the game. Like, some people have maybe, okay, they didn't want to, I don't know, like dress in bikinis or whatever, and they did that. But some of the wild shit is like, yeah, you sacrifice animals, you're sacrificing one of your friends to die. Like, that type of shit is like weird. And like, that's not the story of nobody's successful, and no one's like, do people do some weird shit like that? Yeah. But does that have anything to do with success? No, that's superstitious crackhead motherfuckers who do shit like that.
Fucking like wear devil horns to fucking sell a record. Fuck that.
Now, and this is where I think also Jay-Z doesn't do himself any favor. Jay-Z, when people started thinking Illuminati, Jay-Z and his wife, I think, leaned into it, right? He leaned into it with all these symbols and start putting placements in their videos. Really, I think it's to start conversation, because, people even understood marketing back then. The more people talk about you, the more shit works. The more people are questioning you, the more mystical and your mystique rises, or your aura. Yeah, but do I think these were real things that you had to do to make it? No.
Or be a witch, or be that, all of that. Fuck all of them. And that is just facts. And no, I'm not going to bleach my skin. No, I'm not going to get a fucking nose job. No, I'm not going to get a fucking filler. No, I'm not going to fucking do all this. No. Because I'm 100% content, happy, and at peace with exactly how God designed it. Even, Azealia Banks could be.
Okay. I don't know if I believe all the way 100% happy. I'm not saying she's not happy now, but is she trying to share her story because maybe she felt like, hey, listen, I could have gotten further if I did A, B, C, and D? That 100% comes across as the motive here, right? I'm going to be honest with you. I give Jay a lot of credit. That nigga has been out the goddamn loop. He's been quiet as a motherfucker. You can't find him nowhere. He has been radio silent. There's a news that came out, Jay-Z cannabis line. Apparently Jay-Z has a cannabis line that was initially worth around $575 million, right? And now it's supposedly it's dying. And I'm wondering why, because I thought the cannabis industry these days were very popular, right? So let's read the article. It said Jay-Z's cannabis brand looked timeless as it launched in 2020. The billionaire rapper legal named Sean Carter rolled out his Monogram line of luxury joints and cannabis flower with a photo shoot at the famous Frank Sinatra house. Okay, this is the house, right? And essentially, they said that was house in Palm Springs. The models elegantly smoked joints from the front of a mid-century pool furniture as if the brand was around for decades, glowing profiles in GQ, Vogue, Vanity Fair soon followed. 4 years later, it looks like the splashy celebrity cannabis brand has already disappeared. The website lists 9 retailers where it says its products are for sale, 8 in California, 1 in Arizona, but none include the brand's product online menus. Their parent company behind Monogram, confusingly called the parent company, hasn't fared any better. The conglomerate originally hit California market with $575 million in cash and planned to take over the whole industry, but after burning through $500 million, it has merged into another company which appears to be in financial trouble. I thought everybody who got in the weed industry was making money. Is it because he tried to sell luxury like weed joints or like joints? The downfall didn't surprise Seth Yakutin, a cannabis investor and advisor to many California pot companies. He told the SF Gate that the parent company was spending mind-boggling amounts of money during this brief time and that Jay-Z's pricey product failed to live up to the hype. I mean, you guys probably smoke. I don't know if all y'all smoke, but I mean, I guess we were selling some joints for like $50. Is there any type of weed joints that should cost $50? Y'all can tell me. Representative for Monogram declined to comment. All right. This was your lab? This looks high-tech. Jay-Z was named as a C-suite executive, and he was a chief visionary officer at TPCO, and the Monogram brand was the company's luxury offering of pre-rolled joints and cannabis flower in sleek black packaging at extravagant prices. A single joint costs $50. Joints from other companies sell for $5 each. Oh, wow. So he was trying to do like a boutique type of really high level. He was trying to do the Louis Vuitton of weed. Yo, Jay, I'm gonna keep it a bean with you, man. Niggas is smoking weed with fentanyl in it now, bro. You can't compete, gang. Trying to sell some shit just because you're in the company for $50 wasn't gonna work, brother. Monogram justified these prices by saying the joints were hand-rolled with premium flower. But GQ said the joint failed to stay lit for more than a few seconds. A bad sign for even a $1 joint. Oh my God, it was a bad product. Yakutin, a longtime cannabis investor, said the reviews for the so-called luxury cannabis were universally negative. Like many others we've seen in the cannabis surrounding rappers, the hype hasn't met reality. Monogram was supposed to be an ultra-premium product and da-da-da-da. TPCO expected to make $334 million in revenue within the year of its formation, according to blah, blah, blah. But those sky-high earnings failed to ever materialize. Instead, the company seems to have become ensnarled in, like so many others in California, troubled pot market, where high taxes, competition from illicit market, and free-falling wholesale price have forced thousands of businesses to go under. In 2022, they reported an astounding $587 million net loss. Wow. Apparently because it overvalued some of the brands it had purchased and the stock price subsequently tumbled. A year later, they were forced to merge with yet another California cannabis company called Gold Flora to stay alive. They took a 49% share of the newly formed corporation, meaning that the formerly braggadocious TPCO was now a minority owner in its own company. Jay-Z and Monogram also appear to have parted ways, and with TPCO in December 2020, Monogram officially separated from TPCO and is now owned by a separate limited liability company, according to Gold Flora's stock filings. Although Gold Flora still has exclusive rights to sell the brand products in California, Gold Flora did not return multiple requests for comment from SF Gate. It's not clear when Gold Flora stopped selling the brand. Wow. Gold Flora itself appears to be on life support. The company posted $56 million in losses so far, according to blah, blah. Okay. So I'm not going to dogpile here on Jay-Z. Jay-Z, obviously, is a visionary. I think he's an amazing capitalist. I think he's someone who definitely will sell the culture down the river for capitalism. Doesn't mean, but I do give him credit for being an amazing businessman. We don't know how much he invested in this company. Clearly, this company isn't a success, but I'm not gonna knock it and claim it's because of Jay-Z's influence. It appears that the entire marijuana market, especially on the West Coast, is going through some shit because there's still a black market of people selling illegal stuff or non-regulated stuff, and that probably is better pricing. Some people might think is more potent, more accessible, and also you don't have to walk into a store to necessarily get it. And that probably, with a shit ton of competition, is making for the lesser known brands or the startup brands probably harder to pop off, even if they have $500 million in investment. So I could see why it's not working, but I'm not going to blame it on Jay-Z, honestly, truth be told. Not going to blame it on Jay-Z. Okay. They sued him for $202,000, claiming they paid the bills. Wow. Crazy. Crazy, man. Some people say the taxes are too high on weed. That's why. Yeah, I seen even recently Raekwon the Chef and Charlemagne the God dispensary. They launched this dispensary. Raekwon and Charlemagne the God and Bakari Sellers, I think he used to be a politician, opened a dispensary in New Jersey. Hashtoria, a cannabis dispensary co-founded by Wu-Tang's Raekwon the Chef, Charlemagne the God, and Bakari Sellers, is now open in Newark, making it a milestone for the city in cannabis. I mean, it's interesting, like, even hearing the Jay-Z thing failing, people have talked about, like, these dispensary, like, it's almost like free money, right? Like, it's just free cash. But I'm guessing the government's like, yo, we legalize this shit to tax the fuck out of it. And you guys make it work, but we're going to get our bread out of this shit, right? Interesting. Okay, cool. What is this? Man, I love going on Shade Room and shit like that. Y'all know this by now. You know why? The modern day woman.
No one should be surprised when you hear any single story about Jay-Z, man. Like, Jay-Z is a hawk. Like, but what Akademiks said, he isn't lying, bro. Like, back then, you can't, like, the thing that sold was attractiveness. Like, BBLs weren't really in, so, like, the girls who were, like, hella skinny, really skinny and all that stuff, bro. Like, those are the ones who made, you feel me, all that money. They were selling the best and all that stuff, bro. Jay-Z was, feel me? If he told her to go get her body done, you can't be mad, bro. Like, that's what's in your, because you have to compare. It's like comparing a Beyonce to, I don't even know a comparison, bro. Like, someone like Lizzo. Like, bro, it's, bro, like, someone's gonna celebrate, like, Rihanna. Like, you have to, there has to be something unique about you. You have to look hella pretty, something. So, I don't agree a woman should get her body done, but if you enter the field like music, bro, or something like that, don't be surprised if you're forced to do something like that, bro. Because you're competing against everyone else who does that. And that's what, like, you're compared to as a woman. Which sucks, but hey, bro, it's life. You can't control it. It's like what Axe said about men back then about, oh, go in the gym, get a six-pack. Like, yeah, bro, like, it's, there weren't a lot of Biggies and Fat Joes. Like, you could only probably on your one hand name a bunch of, like, plus size male rappers, bro. The rest were like, you feel me, like the 50 cents back then, like, looked like they were taking steroids. But it's your boy Big Akademiks. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'm